Okay, I hope I'm audible to all students who are attending this lecture of introductory microeconomics. We intend to start with a new topic within our lectures on introductory microeconomics. This is the theory of comparative advantage. Theory of comparative advantage and the gains from trade. Okay, so this topic is an extension of the concept of production possibility curve. Okay, so now let's quickly understand what is meant by the concept of comparative advantage and how is it different from absolute advantage. Okay, so let's quickly write a person has a comparative advantage in an activity if that person can perform the activity at a lower opportunity cost than anyone else. So we are going to come to the economy, but first let's talk about one person. A person is said to have a comparative advantage in any activity if the person can perform that given activity at a lower opportunity cost than anyone else. Now recall, we had done the concept of opportunity cost. It is the value of the next best alternative foregone. Okay, so this is the concept of comparative advantage. This is the definition of comparative advantage. Okay, but now when we talk about absolute advantage, so we can write that although no one excels at everything, some people excel and can outperform others in a large number of activities. So we can say that a person who is more productive, a person who is more productive than others has an absolute advantage. So in a given hour, if I can do more activities than my required colleague, I say that I have an absolute advantage. Comparative advantage, on the other hand, is comparing the opportunity costs. That person which has a lower opportunity cost is said to have a comparative advantage in the production of that activity. But that person who can outperform others in a large number of activities, that means that person who is more productive than others in a large number of activities is said to have an absolute advantage. So we can write a note here. I'm going to explain all this using examples also, but let's write a note. Absolute advantage involves comparing production activities. That is the production per hour. Okay. Whereas comparative advantage involves comparing the opportunity costs. Comparative advantage involves comparing the opportunity costs. So when we talk about absolute advantage, what are we going to compare between two individuals? Between two individuals, we are going to compare the amount of production per hour. Obviously, that individual which does higher production in an hour is said to have an absolute advantage. For example, if I talk about economics, suppose I can solve 10 questions in 1 hour. My friend can only solve 8 questions in 1 hour. Then I have an absolute advantage in solving economics questions as compared to my friend, because in 1 hour I can solve more economics questions than what my friend can solve. So we are comparing the production per hour. In our example, we are comparing the number of economics questions solved in 1 hour. So hoping students have understood this. And then we talk about opportunity cost. So for comparative advantage, suppose I talk about economics and history. Suppose I have to give up only 5 history questions to solve 1 economics question. My friend has to give up 10 history questions just to solve 1 economics question. I say that I have a comparative advantage in solving economics questions, because my opportunity cost of solving economics questions is lower as compared to my friend. Okay, so I'm going to take a proper example. This was just one example we have taken. I'm repeating again. In 1 hour, I can write here. In 1 hour, suppose I solve 10 econ questions and my friend solves 8 econ questions in 1 hour. I can say that I have an absolute advantage in solving economics questions. On the other hand, if I erase the initial part and suppose I write, suppose in 1 hour, I give up 5 history questions to solve 10 econ questions, and my friend gives up 10 history questions to solve 10 econ questions. Now, what is my opportunity cost of solving 10 econ questions? 5 history questions, which I am sacrificing. What is my friend's opportunity cost of solving 10 econ questions? 10 history questions. So I can write, if I erase this part off, I can write that clearly I have a lower opportunity cost of solving 10 econ questions as compared to my friend. My friend has to give up 10 history questions to solve 10 econ questions. I have to give up only 5 history questions to solve 10 econ questions. I am giving up lower number of history questions to solve the same number of econ questions as compared to my friend. So I can say, therefore, I have a comparative advantage. I have a comparative advantage in solving econ questions compared to my friend. So this was just one example to explain all the students the difference between absolute versus comparative advantage. In absolute advantage, we talk about comparing the production per hour. In 1 hour, how many activities can I do? How many activities can my colleagues do? If I can do more number of activities or more production in an hour as compared to my counterparts, I have an absolute advantage over them. On the other hand, talking about comparative advantage, we are not comparing the production per hour, we are comparing the opportunity cost. If I have a lower opportunity cost compared to my friend in producing a certain commodity, we say that I have a comparative advantage in the production of that commodity as compared to my friend. So now let's dig deeper into the topic and let's take an example. So let's talk about two producers. Okay, so let's talk about two producers, Joey and Liz. Okay, and there are two commodities. One is smoothies and salads. So we have two producers and two commodities. Okay, and if I now talk about Joy first and then I come to Liz. The tool we are going to use to analyze the concept of comparative advantage is the production possibility curve. And I hope all students are familiar with the basics of the production possibility curve before attending this lecture. I'm quickly revising. A production possibility curve gives combination of two goods, the economy, or in this particular case, the producer can decide to produce given all the available resources and technology. On the production possibility curve, your resources are fully and efficiently utilized. Okay, so the production possibility curve is going to give us it's going to give us the combinations, basically the production combinations. The usual production possibility curve we had done was concave to the origin, where we had made the assumption that we have something called as increasing marginal rate of transformation. The slope of the production possibility frontier is called marginal opportunity cost or marginal rate of transformation. Okay, but in our analysis right now, we are going to assume that the production possibility frontiers of Joy and Liz are going to be straight lines, because we are going to assume the opportunity costs to be constant throughout. If the opportunity costs continue to rise, or I can say if the marginal opportunity cost rises, the production possibility curve is going to be a concave figure. Okay, so let me pick up the Joy's economy first. So I can write Joy produces smoothies and salads in a small low-tech bar. Okay, so we are given the Joy's production possibilities. The table below gives Joy's production possibilities, which are as follows. So we have item, we have minutes to produce 1 unit, and quantity produced in 1 hour. So there are two items, guys. We have smoothies and we have salads. Okay, and let me write it more concisely so that uh, I can also use the Liz table here. So minutes to produce 1 unit and quantity produced in 1 hour. Okay, so suppose Joey can produce 6 smoothies in 1 hour and 30 salads in 1 hour. This data is all given to us. Okay, so 6 smoothies can be produced in 1 hour and 30 salads can be produced by Joe in 1 hour. Okay, now how much can he produce? So if I talk about the minutes used to produce 1 unit, so how will I find that? How many minutes we have in 1 hour? In 1 hour, we have 60 minutes. And in 1 hour, Joey can produce 6 smoothies. That means if in 60 minutes, I can say that if 6 smoothies can be produced in 60 minutes, then 1 smoothie can be produced in how many minutes? 10 minutes. So I can write 10 here. Joey can produce 1 smoothie in 10 minutes. 6 smoothies in 1 hour. 1 hour is how much? 1 hour is nothing but 60 minutes, right? So if 6 smoothies can be produced by Joey in 60 minutes, 1 smoothie can be produced in only 10 minutes. Similarly, if Joey can produce 30 salads in 60 minutes, I can write S here so that students don't get confused. If 30 salads can be produced by Joey in 60 minutes, then 1 salad can be produced in 60 by 30, which is 3 minutes. 2 minutes, let me correct myself. So Joey can produce 1 salad in 2 minutes. And Joey can produce 1 smoothie in 10 minutes. Okay, so hoping students are clear till here. And so I can now also write the opportunity cost. Okay, so I can erase all this off first of all. And I can write here that Joey's ability to make smoothies and salads is the same regardless of how he splits an hour between the two tasks. Joe's ability to make smoothies and salads is the same regardless of how he splits the hour between the two tasks. So this sentence is telling us that the opportunity cost of Joe is always the same. In Joe can make one smoothie in 10 minutes. That means 6 smoothies in 1 hour. He can make 2 salads in 1 minute or 30 salads in 1 hour. So if I write now, so I can write this. I can write that he can make one salad in 2 minutes and one smoothie in 10 minutes. So for every smoothie Joy produces, how many salads he will have to give up? So understand this. It's going to be how much? For every smoothie Joy produces, Joy takes how much time? He takes 10 minutes. If he would have used these 10 minutes to produce salads, he could have produced how many salads? 10 divided by 2, which is 5 salads. Because Joy takes only 2 minutes to produce one salad. He takes 10 minutes to produce one smoothie. Suppose I say that Joy, you go and make a smoothie. He says, I am going to take 10 minutes. In those 10 minutes, he could have produced 5 salads. So I can write that Joy's opportunity cost, if I erase this part, I can write here. Joy's opportunity cost of producing one smoothie, Joy's opportunity cost of producing one smoothie is 5 salads. And on the other hand, I can also say, suppose Joy devotes his time to producing salads. Then he can produce one salad in 2 minutes. On the other hand, if he used these 2 minutes to produce smoothies, in 2 minutes, how many smoothies will Joy produce? Joy uses 10 minutes to make one smoothie. That means in 1 minute, he can make 1/10 of a smoothie. So guys, in 2 minutes, how many smoothies can Joy make? 2 by 10, which is 1/5 smoothie. So we are just using, the unitary method we use in math. 10 minutes, Joy makes one smoothie. In 1 minute, he can make 1/10 of a smoothie. In 2 minutes, he can make 1/5 of a smoothie. So I can write that Joy's opportunity cost of producing one salad is 1/5 of a smoothie. Okay, so if I interpret this again for all students, it simply means that if Joy produces one smoothie, he will have to sacrifice 5 salads for it. Because in Joy can produce one smoothie in 10 minutes, but he can produce only 2 salads. He can produce one salad in 2 minutes. That means if he goes to produce one smoothie, he sacrifices 5 salads he could have produced in the same 10 minutes. And on the other hand, Joy's opportunity cost of producing salads is 1/5 of a smoothie. Because understand this, that in 10 minutes he can produce one smoothie, in 1 minute he can produce 1/10 of a smoothie. In if he goes to make salads, he can make a salad in 2 minutes. If he uses these 2 minutes to make a smoothie, he can only make 1/5 of a smoothie. Okay, so this was all to do with Joe. Now let's come to Liz. Okay, so I erase this part off and let's come to Liz. So I can make a table here. So I can write basically the analysis we had done till now was for Joey. This was the analysis for Joe. This is the analysis for Liz I am doing now. Again, the items are pretty much the same, smoothies and salads. Okay, so we are given the minutes to produce. Minutes to produce 1 unit. Quantity produced in 1 hour. Minutes to produce 1 unit, quantity produced in an hour. Now suppose Liz, unlike Joey is not using a very high-tech bar. So basically Joey is not using very good technology. Liz is using a more advanced technology. Joey is basically working in a small town. So I can write this on the top that when we talk about Joey, basically uses a small low-tech bar. Liz, on the other hand, is more advanced, uses a high-tech bar. Which is more productive than Joey's. More productive than Joey's. Okay, so this is the additional piece of information given to us. So for Liz, we are given the following piece of information. So Liz can produce 30 smoothies in one hour and 30 salads in 1 hour. So if you look at it, obviously you can see that when I talk about Liz has a absolute advantage in producing smoothies. Why? Because Liz can produce 30 smoothies in 1 hour. Joey can only produce 6 smoothies in 1 hour. So clearly Liz has an absolute advantage over Joey in making smoothies. We are going to talk about comparative advantage. We haven't talked about comparative advantage in this example as of now. But when we talk about absolute advantage, we are going to compare the production per hour. Clearly, in 1 hour, Liz can make 5 times the smoothies as Joey is making. So minutes to produce 1 unit. So again, Liz can make 30 smoothies in 1 hour. So one smoothie can be made in how many minutes? 60 by 30, which is 60 by, let me correct myself. Yeah, 60 by 30, which is 2. The same method, guys. In 60 minutes, Liz can make 30 smoothies. In 1 minute, how much can Liz make? So I'm writing it here so that students don't get confused. Again, I'm writing it on the top. I'm erasing this part off. 30 smoothies can be made by Liz in 60 minutes, which is 1 hour. Liz can make one smoothie in how much time? 60 by 30, which is 2 minutes. And on similar lines, this will also be 2 because 30 salads can be made. I can write it here only that Liz can make 30 salads in 60 minutes. So he can make one salad in 2 minutes. So this is also 2. Okay, so I can now write the Liz opportunity cost. So I can erase this particular part. And Joey's ability, just as you can see this part, we can apply this to Liz also. So I can write it here that Liz's ability to make smoothies and salads is the same regardless of how she splits an hour between the two tasks. And you can clearly see that if I make a small change here, she can make one salad in 2 minutes and one smoothie in also 2 minutes. She takes only 2 minutes to make one salad and one smoothie, as compared to Joe, which takes 10 minutes to make a smoothie and 2 minutes to make a salad. And I can clearly write that if I erase the initial part now, I can write that Liz's opportunity cost of producing one smoothie is one salad, and Liz's opportunity cost of producing one salad is one smoothie only. Why is it, guys? Because you can see that they are equal, 2 and 2. So for Liz, she takes the same time in making one salad and one smoothie. If I tell Liz to make one smoothie, she has to give up one salad for it, because she devotes the same time to making one salad and one smoothie. If I tell her to make one salad, she has to sacrifice one smoothie for it. So I'm summing it up again. If you look at Joey had to sacrifice 5 salads to make one smoothie. Liz sacrifices only one salad to make one smoothie. Who has a lower opportunity cost in making smoothies? Liz. Because when you tell Liz to make one smoothie, she will only give up one salad for it. When you tell Joey to make one smoothie, he will give up 5 salads for it. Compare the opportunity costs to calculate comparative advantage. And if you look at Liz, if you talk about Joey, if he produces one salad, he gives up only 1/5 of a smoothie. Whereas if you tell Liz to make a salad, Liz is going to give up one smoothie. So who has a comparative advantage in making salads? Joey has a comparative advantage in making salad, because Joey will only give up 1/5. 1/5 is how much? 0.2. Joey will only give up 0.2 of a smoothie to make a salad. Liz is going to give up one smoothie to make one salad. Liz has a higher opportunity cost of making salad compared to Joey. So I can sum up here on the bottom, and I can write this. I can write that Since Liz can make more smoothies than Joe in 1 hour, we can say that Liz has an absolute advantage over Joe in producing smoothies. What have we compared? We have compared the production per hour. How much production was done in 1 hour? Obviously, both are producing the same number of salads in 1 hour, so no one has absolute advantage over the other in the production of salads. I can write no one has absolute advantage over the other in producing salads. So although Liz has absolute advantage over Joe in making smoothies, no one has absolute advantage over the other in producing salads because both are producing 30 salads in 1 hour. Now let's talk about comparative advantage. So I hope students have written down this was point number 1, which we can sum up from the table. Point number 2, I'll have to unfortunately erase point number 1 to write point number 2 because there's lack of space here. So if I write point number 2, I can say that Liz has a comparative advantage in producing smoothies because she has to sacrifice only one salad to make a smoothie, whereas Joey has to sacrifice 5 salads to make a smoothie. So I can say that therefore Liz has a lower opportunity cost in making smoothies. Liz has a lower opportunity cost in making smoothies. And now if I talk about Joey, so I have to erase this particular point. Students, I hope I have written this down. So I can write that Joey has a comparative advantage. Joey has a comparative advantage in making salads. Since Joey has to give up only 1/5 of a smoothie to make one salad, whereas Liz has to give up one smoothie to make one salad. Therefore, I can write Joey has a lower opportunity cost in making salads. So I hope students have understood this. Joey has, so if I sum up, although Liz has an absolute advantage in making smoothies as compared to Joe, and none of them has an absolute advantage over the other in making salads. Then we talk about the concept of comparative advantage. Joe has a comparative advantage in making salads. Liz has a comparative advantage in making smoothies. Okay, and now let's plot the production possibility frontier for Liz and Joe. So I'm erasing this part off, and on the top we are plotting the production possibility frontier for Liz and Joe. Let's see how it's going to look like. So we can first of all let's write it here only at the bottom, and then we can plot it. Let's write a sentence on how the PPF is going to look like for Liz and Joe. So I can write that Joe's production possibility frontier is linear because his ability to produce salads and smoothies is the same. His ability to produce salads and smoothies is the same no matter how he divides his time between the two activities. That is, therefore, I can write Joe's opportunity cost is constant. Or I can say the marginal opportunity cost is constant. And remember, when we were doing the lectures on the basics of the production possibility curve, we had said that if the marginal opportunity cost or the marginal rate of transformation is constant, your production possibility curve is a straight line. Okay. And likewise, I can say for Liz also. Similarly, Liz's production possibility frontier is also linear. Because of the same reason as above. Just like Joe, Liz can also use her ability to produce salads and smoothies in the same, no matter how she divides the time between the two activities. So both Joe and Liz have the same, I can say for Joe also, for Liz also, the marginal opportunity cost is constant. Since the MOC is constant for both Liz and Joe, I can say that both have the production possibility frontiers which are linear. Okay, so let's now plot the production possibility frontier for Joe and Liz on the top. So this is Joe's production possibility frontier. Okay, this is Joe's production possibility frontier, and then we have Liz production possibility frontier. Okay, so if I plot them, so on the horizontal axis, we are measuring smoothies per hour. And on the vertical axis, we are measuring salads per hour. In 1 hour, how many salads and smoothies can be produced? Same thing goes for Liz also. So smoothies per hour, salads per hour. Okay. And now let's plot them. So what's the maximum number of smoothies Joey can make? In 1 hour, the maximum he can make is 6. Suppose I take 6 here. What's the maximum number of salads he can make? 30. So if I join these 2 points using a straight line, I get the Joey's production possibility frontier. What is the marginal opportunity cost? So understand, to produce one smoothie, how many salads have to be given up? Because salads are on the y-axis, smoothies are on the x-axis. Let's see if Joey decides. So marginal opportunity cost is nothing but change in y upon change in x. On the y-axis, we are measuring salads. On the x-axis, we are measuring smoothies. So how many salads have to be given up to produce one smoothie? 5 salads have to be given up. The reason I've taken a minus sign is because of the fact that the production possibility frontier is downward slope. More production of one good means sacrifice of the other. In absolute terms, the marginal opportunity cost is 5, because to produce one smoothie, Joey has to give up 5 salads. Let's talk about the Liz production possibility frontier. Now, in 1 hour, Liz can produce 30 smoothies and 30 salads. So you can see that the Liz production possibility frontier is more flatter. If you look at the marginal opportunity cost for Liz, change in y by change in x, which is change in salads upon change in smoothies. And how is it going to look like? It is going to, what's going to be the slope here? It's going to be -1. Because in 1 hour, Joey can produce either 30 salad or 30 smoothies. So the rate of transformation or the rate of exchange is 1. Liz has to give up only 1 salad to make 1 more smoothie. Whereas Joey has to give up 5 salads to make 1 smoothie. So clearly you can see that Liz production possibility frontier is more flatter. I can write it on the top here. Liz PPF is more flatter than Joey. Liz production possibility frontier is more flatter than Joey. So hoping students have understood this. So now we are going to, first of all, let's take a random point also, because we are going to use it for reference later. So let's suppose I can write below. I can write this below. Let me erase this paragraph now. Okay, so I can now write that Joey's customers buy smoothies and salads in equal amounts. Okay, we are given that Joey's customers buy smoothies and salads in equal amounts. So if I split them equally, so basically Joey has to sell smoothies and salads in equal amounts. Now, how can I make them equal? Okay, so Joey spends 50 minutes of an hour in making smoothies, okay, and the remaining 10 minutes of an hour in making salads. Obviously, the customers buy smoothies and salads in equal amounts from Joe. It's given to us. Since Joey can make salads much more faster than smoothies, he will spend only 10 minutes on salads and the remaining 50 minutes on making smoothies. In 50 minutes, how many smoothies can Joey make? Let's understand this. Joey takes 10 minutes to make one smoothie. 10 minutes to make one smoothie. In 1 minute, he can make 1/10 smoothie. In 50 minutes, he can make 50 by 10, which is 5 smoothies. And similarly, how many salads can Joey make? Joey denotes only 10 minutes to making salads. So I can write that so we are given the rate of exchange. I can write that Joey takes 2 minutes to make one salad. In 1 minute, he can make half a salad. So in 10 minutes, he is going to make 10 by 2, which is 5 salads. That means Joey has to sell equal amounts to both the equal amounts of smoothies and salads to the customers. In 1 hour, we can say that Joey can make 5 salads and 5 smoothies. So this is one reference point we have. Joey can make 5 salads and 5 smoothies in 1 hour because the customers have to buy smoothies and salads in equal amounts. If you do a bit of math here, you can clearly see that in 1 hour, 50 minutes being devoted to smoothies and 10 minutes to salads, Joey can exactly make 5 smoothies and 5 salads. Okay. And on the other hand, if I talk about Liz, suppose Liz also has the same characteristic as Joe, the customers also buy from Liz in equal quantity. So suppose I erase this off. Suppose I erase this off. I can now write, suppose Liz's customers also buy smoothies and salads in equal quantities. So she splits her time equally between the two items. Because for Liz, she can make, she takes 2 minutes to make one smoothie and 2 minutes to make one salad. That means Liz takes the same time to make a smoothie and a salad. If she has 60 minutes with her, so I can say that she devotes 30 minutes to make how many smoothies? She takes 2 minutes to make one smoothie. That means in 30 minutes, she can make 15 smoothies. She devotes 30 minutes to make 15 smoothies and 30 minutes to make 15 salads. So Joy has a point, Liz has a point, which is this. Exactly 15 comma 15 would be the point, because you can clearly see that for Liz, the rate of exchange is the same. It's exactly 1. You can clearly see that 60 minutes she has. The customers are going to buy from Liz in equal amounts. Exactly 30 minutes she will spend on making smoothies. She makes one smoothie in 2 minutes. In 30 minutes, she can make 15 smoothies. Similarly, it's the same for salads. She takes 2 minutes to make one salad. In 30 minutes, she can make 15 salads. So her point is going to be 15 comma 15. Now, all this we have done till now was when there was no trade happening. Now, in the next lecture, we are going to see what happens when Joy and Liz trade with each other. And then we are going to understand how trade leads to gains when Joy and Liz are going to specialize in the commodity in which they have comparative advantage. So I'm going to speak about the gains from trade in the next lecture. The objective of this lecture was to discuss the concept of comparative versus absolute advantage using the tool of the production possibility frontier. Okay, in the next lecture, we'll talk about the gains which Joy and Liz can have by trading that good in which they have a comparative advantage. So I'll cover up that portion in the next lecture. So I hope all students have enjoyed this lecture. Any doubt, you can unmute your mic and ask, or call up, or you can mail me your doubts at divineschoolofelconomics@gmail.com. This is where I stop in this lecture.